Welcome to the module 2 of Basic Civil Engineering. In this module, we will learn about the surveying. So, what is surveying? It's basically the art of measurement which is made on the land. It can be even above the land or even below the land. So, what are the importance of surveying? What are the objectives and principles based on which surveying is done? After the surveying, we will look into the various construction materials. That means the materials used for making building. It can be for a single story building like a house. We made the building by bricks, stone, cement, timber, and obviously the cement concrete. So we will study in detail what are the various construction materials, their qualities, and what are the various properties of the construction materials. We will look in detail what is cement concrete because it's very important construction material in civil engineering, its properties and types. We will have a look into the steel, which is a alternate construction material to the cement concrete, the various steel sections available from the market, and its types and uses. So the difference between concrete and steel is that the concrete is always made from the components. That means a combination of cement, sand, and metal and water in suitable proportions will make the cement concrete. But the steel we are directly purchasing from the market of required size. Okay, then there will be other behavioral difference will be there. I just told only about the how it is made. Then other modern construction materials include the architectural glass, ceramics, plastics, composite materials, thermal, acoustic insulating materials, decorative panels, waterproofing materials. So these are the supplementary materials which are used for the construction. So we will see what is surveying. A definition. So I told surveying is about taking the measurements. It can be either the distance between 2 points, it can be the area of a plot, or it can be the height of a building. So anything comes under the surveying. So by definition, the art of making measurements of objects on, above, or beneath the ground. So measurements can be done above the ground level, on the ground, below the ground level to show their relative positions on the paper. So the relative position required can be either horizontal. Suppose we are measuring the width of the road, it's a horizontal measurement, and it can be a vertical also. That means height of the building or height of the tree will come into the vertical. So in simple words, the general surveying can be divided into two: surveying and leveling. So majority of surveying is measurement in horizontal position. We are generally using for surveying for the horizontal measurements. So surveying is used to measure the objects in the horizontal positions. And for vertical estimation, we'll be commonly using a term called leveling, which is also a uh, subcategory of the main surveying. So measurements to determine the relative vertical positions of 2 points is called as a leveling. That means maybe top of the tree and the root portion. So we will, if you estimate the difference between top of the tree and the root, we will get the height of the tree, right? So that's called as a leveling. We will see the objectives based on which the surveying is done. So the various objectives, that means the requirements include the maps are prepared for marking boundaries of countries, states, and district disputes. So, if you see in Google Map, you can see the various boundaries of district, state, not only in Google Map, in normal map also. So, the boundaries of district, state, and the countries. And in very small maps, you can see even the panchayat wise boundaries also. So these plans prepared to record the property lines of private, public, and government lands, and thus helping in avoiding the unnecessary controversies. So we need some survey be done for marking the boundaries of private residence, public buildings to split into the different plots. And the locality plans helps in identifying location of houses and offices in the area, and the road maps helps in travelers and tourists. So you can see if you reach at a common junction, you can see the destination kilometers to various points. So those type of signboards will be there. Those are the resultants of the survey. And the topographic map showing natural features like rivers, streams, hill, forest help in the planning, irrigation projects, and the flood control measures. So the other topographic maps are also made by surveying. By this, we can see the relative positions of the rivers, streams, etc., with respect to a common point. And the surveying also helps in planning and estimating the buildings, so estimating the project works like roads, bridges, railways, airports, water supply, and wastewater disposal survey is required. So for the estimation of road, bridges, like how many kilometers of railways is required, what should be the size of the road required. So all this comes under the survey. So basically, surveying is the work which is done before starting a project to get an estimate on how much land area this should be done, how much clearance should be given, and also after the construction for making the boundaries for the construction or the plot. And there are some very specific type of surveying, like the marine and hydrographic survey helps in planning navigation routes and harbors. Then the military survey is required for the strategic planning. Mine surveys are required for exploring the mineral wealth. Then the geological surveys are necessary for determining different strata in the earth crust so that proper location is found for the reservoirs. So this is type of survey which is done below the ground level because we are measuring the different strata depth. Other one is archaeological surveys. They are useful for unearthing the risks of antiquity. So it basically means to explore the mineral wealth or some antique things below the earth. And we have the astronomical survey, which helps in the study of the movements of planets and for calculating the local and standard times. So we will see the two principles of surveying. So these are the main principles which has to be kept in mind and to make done while doing the survey. So one principle is work from all to part. So as the title indicates, we are supposed to fix the outer boundaries first. Suppose we are going to measure a land. First you fix the outer boundaries and then you survey. Then proceed survey to the interiors. Suppose you have a, big land and you have a small house inside that one. First you fix the boundary. That means first you measure the size of the plot. Then measure or then mark the home or like house with respect to the boundaries. So this is done to prevent or to decrease the accumulation of errors, because we are fixing the outline first and then we are proceeding towards inward. So there won't be any accumulation of errors. Suppose if you are doing in reverse way, that means first you're fixing the house and then to the plot. Then because if you wrongly mark the dimensions of the house, then as we are making the plot or marking the plot with respect to the boundary, there will be an accumulation of the errors. Okay. So that's meant by working from outer to interior. A system of control points are identified and they are located with the high precision. That means here you can see the bold letters A, B, C, D, till A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. I is missing. So okay. So this is a main control points. Then the secondary control points. It means the internal points are located using the lesser precise method, because as we are making the boundary very correct, we can use the less precision instruments for the internal works. The details of the localized areas are measured and plotted with respect to the secondary control points. So this helps in localizing the errors. I told when you are working from outer to inner, the accumulation of errors will be less, and the localized areas errors accumulated and may become unacceptable when large areas covered. So as long as the building is large, the plot is large, then there are chances for errors. The other option or other principle is how to fix a point with reference to other 2 points. So there are different ways, as simple as like suppose you want to measure a triangle or to mark a triangle, then first you should have a baseline. That means AB is there. You can locate the C as perpendicular distant from the AB. One option. Second option, you can define or locate the C as an with respect like an angle from the AB line and with the distance. So you can plot by an suppose the BC is this much angle with respect to AB and of distance D1, you can locate the C. Other option is having two angles. So these two angles will meet at a point to get the C, and the same other option is the angle and the distance on two opposite sides by one angle and the one side. The surveys are classified into various types based on the nature of survey field. That means where the survey is done. Object of survey. That means why it is done. The methods employed. What are the various methods by which survey is done, and the instruments used. So we'll see the classification based on the nature of survey. So who is doing survey or what purpose? It can be a land survey for marking the plot boundary and other markings. Topographic survey, we have already seen what is topographic survey. Cadastral survey, city survey, marine or hydrographic survey, astronomical survey. So we have seen these survey types based on the nature, then the object of survey. So why it is done for engineering purpose or make some constructions or some other purposes. So engineering survey. Then we have the military survey. Then we have mine survey for exploring the mines, mineral wealth, the geological survey for getting the estimate of the crust values, then the archaeological survey. for exploring the antique elements below the ground level. Then there are methods of triangulation. We have already seen the triangulation. This is meant by the triangulation method, and there is called traversing method also. So that is by the combination of triangulation and the by using some other instrument like the theodolite. We don't want to study in detail what is this traversing arrow. Then, based on the instruments used, we have the chain survey, we have the compass survey, chain survey. I think you have already seen this one, or the survey which is done by the chain is called as chain survey. The survey using the compass, that means for measuring the angle, is called compass surveying. Then we have the plane table surveying, uh, then theodolite tachometry, modern survey, photographic and aerial survey. So we don't want to study detail what are the various types of instruments. So just study the types. I have included one or two survey uh, based on the instrument to give an idea of the same. So there is something called chain survey, in which the chain is the main instrument. Then we have this is the chain. We have can have you can see the holder here, and you can see the links of chain. Then this is called as the ranging rod, and this is called as the cross staff. Different type one, two, three, and tape for measurements. So we will see how these are used for chain surveying. You have a building here. You have to locate the uh, tree and this post with respect to the uh, this building. Okay, so what you will do is that you will place the chain from the point A to B. This is in line with the building. So by after placing the AB, we will so at this point, like at B and A and B are called as station points, and we will be placing the ranging rod along the line of chain. So we will place maybe one or two ranging rods to know this is in the line. And then if you want to locate the tree, what we will do is that we will go to this position, and we can see four slit here. So two opposite slits, one and two. So we will place this instrument onto the ground here, and we will see through this slit and this slit. So by doing that, we can see the ranging rods because we are seeing in the line of the chain. Then keeping the cross staff as such, the observer will come to this point. Then he will see through these slits. So what we're telling is that we were standing at this point. We have seen through the main opposite slits to get the ranging roads. Then the observer will come to here. He will see here. So when he is seeing from these two slits, we have obtained the perpendicular. That means we have obtained a perpendicular vision with respect to the chain. Then we can know the measurements. So we will measure from this point to the tree. So that measurement, suppose it's 5 meter, so we can know that with respect to this line at this point, at this chain length, 5 meter right is this tree. Similarly here, from the AB chain, from the station point B, at this much distance, suppose it's 10 meter, at 10 meter chain edge, towards left, 5 meter is the post D1. Okay, so this is about the relative positioning of the different objects. So this is a horizontal survey, and next one is the vertical survey or leveling. Leveling is mainly done to measure the vertical distance. I told. So this is there for your civil workshop classes. And what is done here is we will this this is like a telescope. So through this telescope we can see the readings. So uh, this is called as the leveling staff, and this is called as the dummy level. So we will place the leveling staff on the point where which we have to take the measurement. Then we have the instrument here. So the observer will look through the telescope, and this is the vision he is seeing from the telescope. So he will see a line, the center line. He will take the measurement. Suppose it is 14. So that means this is 14 units higher from the ground level. Okay. So by knowing the correct level of the ground with respect to the mean sea level, this mean sea level value plus the height will give you the this range, right? Similarly, if you know the if you know the level of the leveling dummy level, and then you reduce the 14 units from this one, you will get the base level. So we can get the relative difference of these two points, or the relative position of the ground. So this is the tripod on which the dummy level is placed, and we have the dummy level also. So we have the leveling staff also. Then there are some advanced instruments like the total station, electronic distance meter, and the GPS, which are used for large scale surveying. And the benefit or the advantage of using this is we don't want to do any calculations manually. On a single click, you will get the distance between 2 points, or the angle between 2 points, between angle of triangle, whatever uh, measurements you need is possible at a single click. We'll stop for today. Thank you.